Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
Language is a powerful tool in just about everything. Part of pretty much every television show or movie, animated or not, is the dialogue that the characters engage in throughout. This language tends to differ depending on the age rating and overall nature of the film you're watching. For example, in the G-rated High School Musical, none of these high school-age children use a single profane word, which is perhaps a bit unrealistic. It would be more alarming if Disney suddenly started throwing in profanity. In the PG-rated Home Alone, young family characters in frustrating situations with complicated relationships talk a bit more rudely to each other.
I hope you didn't just pack crap, Jeff. Shut up, Lenny.
I wouldn't let you sleep in my room if you were growing on my ass.
This is arguably more realistic dialogue than the dialogue in High School Musical, because of course these kids are going to talk a bit crudely to each other when no adults are around and they're frustrated. In the PG-13 rated Super 8, the main cast, all around 14 years old, make casual use of profanity when they speak to each other. Pretty much every word gets used,
Asshole! Could you stop blowing shit up for 2 seconds and deal with the camera?
except for a few big ones. Oh, and they only get one F-bomb, which they give to an older character.
What the fuck?
In the R-rated The Breakfast Club, a group of high schoolers stuck in detention with no adult in the room of course get plenty of swearing and discussion of sex.
Stupid, worthless, no good, goddamn freeloading son of a bitch, retarded, big mouth, know-it-all asshole jerk. You forgot ugly, lazy, and disrespectful.
And the unlimited use of profanity undoubtedly makes memorable scenes like this from the script.
Fuck you. No, Dad, what about you? Fuck you! No, Dad! What about you? Fuck you!
If we compared all these films' quality based on their scripts, well, it's fair to say that High School Musical would probably come dead last in any ranking. However, this doesn't mean that profanity makes every script better. In fact, there's a real problem that seems to recurringly pop up in adult animation. That is the absence of any real jokes other than the use of profanity. I imagine the thinking that goes through these specific creators' heads behind these type of cartoons that just do nothing but swear is that people's ears will immediately be drawn in the second they hear swearing from a cartoon. And I must admit, that's a good formula for 12-year-olds. But if you're writing adult animation, you aren't necessarily writing for 12-year-olds, are you? Let's start out with a bit of history. Profanity in animation dates back further than you probably think it does. Before the Hays Code came around, animators were experimenting with putting a few mild curse words in their shorts. For example, the scene from 1932's The Milkman.
Hail, hail, the gang's all here. What the hell do we care? Mustn't say that naughty word.
Of course, after the Hays Code came around, this practice was completely stopped. Everyone was forced to wear pants, put away their weapons, and mind their language. Once the Hays Code was finally abolished, animated films once again began experimenting with swear words much before television would. And one reoccurring theme seemed to be that people got a thrill out of hearing cartoons swear.
And I want you to yell, open the fucking door. Now say the word fucking because that makes you sound tough.
Who could forget that famous moment in 1986, the Transformers the movie, which was so popular the scene with the profane word is specifically labeled in the DVD chapter menu as swear word.
Oh shit, what are we gonna do now?
It took until the 1989 premiere of The Simpsons, an animated comedy clearly airing in prime time rather than children's time slots, for a cartoon to dare to use the mildest of profanity on television.
I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
I'm Jolly Old Saint Nick.
Despite this seemingly clear time slot and more mature sense of humor, a number of parents still thought the show was aimed at children when it first premiered, and were upset by the mild profanity and general rebellious attitude by Bart. The controversy eventually died down though, and the standards got more lenient. The first swear word that could be considered stronger than mild appears in the first Treehouse of Horror episode ever made in Season 2.
Wow.
While mild profanity became a thing in cartoons in the early 90s, mostly on MTV, it wasn't until 1997 when a little show called South Park popped up that once again caused everyone to start talking about swearing in cartoons. Not only was this going to be the first weekly show to carry a TVMA rating, it was animated as well. And the first episode immediately made it clear from the very first scene why it had gotten that MA rating.
Go home, you little dildo! Dude, don't call my brother a dildo! What's a dildo? I don't know.
It was crude, it was shocking, and it was a hit. And of course, when something's a hit, everyone wants a piece of the action. As such, partially with the help of Cartoon Network debating its Adult Swim block, there was a major boom of adult cartoons in the early 2000s. Not only that, but the rise of the internet and the appearance of sites such as Newgrounds Online meant that amateur cartoon creators could also try to imitate this style, except with no pesky network standards and practices to deal with.
Why don't you come over here and take your panties off and suck my dick?
As language standards have loosened on cable and animation has become even more popular on the web thanks to YouTube, you can now hear cartoons swear as much as you want with the press of a button or just the flick of a remote. Which brings us to the issue at hand. Some creators still think that just writing swear words in their cartoons makes their animation adult, or that it'll give them attention. A prime example of this would be Cartoon Hangover's Super Fuckers, a mishmash of annoying characters, lame humor, and nonsensical plot lines. But the most notable thing anyone could note about this show is just how constant and gratuitous the profanity is.
On a site where you can download hamburgers. Really? I fucking want one!
It's almost like Teen Titans Go with the bad swearing tip.
I'm so hungry. Ooh, I could fuck a horse. I don't care about that shit, you asshole. I'm horny for that burger. No! Flarkin, put that shit in my goddamn mouth!
You a shitty fucking friend, you know that, bitch?
The difference between an adult cartoon like Super Fuckers and an adult cartoon like South Park is that the writers of South Park know how to use profanity as part of a joke, rather than just making it the entire joke. Even in the South Park episode It Hits the Fan, which uses the word shit a whopping 162 times, it was making a point by abusing the word. The point was literally that abusing profanity makes it boring and not as effective, something the creators of Super Fuckers and similar cartoons need to hear. Of course, this problem doesn't just plague web animation. Did anyone else see Hell and Back? I hope not. More of you probably saw Sausage Party, which I had mixed feelings about. While the swearing worked in some moments,
I don't know how to say this to you gently, but your girlfriend, she's a fucking cunt.
it was definitely just thrown in the script at random at times, just to try to get a cheap laugh out of the audience. Because hey, the cartoons are swearing.
Oh, sweet fucking fuck. Is it cool if I just go swap it?
I don't give a flying fuck, homeboy.
I rather like what BoJack Horseman does with certain profanity. The writers seem to have a self-imposed rule on themselves when it comes to F-bombs. While Netflix being a premium service would let them drop as many as they wanted, in all of BoJack Horseman's 3 seasons there have been 3 F-bombs, 1 in each season. And they all occur during powerful moments in the show. I unfortunately can't show these moments since they would be spoiler territory for anyone who hasn't seen BoJack Horseman, but fans of the show know what I'm talking about. And while on the subject, go watch BoJack Horseman. My suggestion for any aspiring or current cartoon creators who want to dabble in adult animation: decide first whether the storyline, subject matter, and characters contained in your animation are enough to make it adult. If you're writing a kids show with humor that really only makes kids and really immature adults laugh, it just has a ridiculous amount of swearing, well, you can hardly call yourself adult animation. Don't be a Super Fuckers. Don't be a trashy Newgrounds animation. Don't be a... Dear God, definitely don't be whatever that... Be a BoJack Horseman. Be an Archer. Be a South Park. Be a Rick and Morty. Or if your true passion is in childish humor or appealing to children, then write for kids. Leave the swearing out. I'll see you guys next time for... Well, I don't know exactly, but I definitely won't be disappointing my mother by using the F word on the internet anymore.